so that we may begin.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming and for joining us. And if you're joining us later, thanks for coming and tuning in. I wanted to thank Sherry for putting this together. It's so nice to be able to work with her because we don't see each other often. We're not going to see each other this year at all. But it's so nice to be able to have that cross-line relationship and to get to do some things with other people that we don't get to see very often. So Sherry, thank you so much for putting this together. And for everyone who invited friends and family, thank you very much. Let's get right into things so that you can learn as much as possible and share with your friends and family, because we do have some pretty awesome things we're going to talk about. And Young Living came out today with a surprise with this Thieves kit, and it's a pretty awesome one. It's pretty great. So let me start by introducing myself, and then as all the other speakers start, they will then introduce themselves as well. But we're all going to tell you our story, and everybody has their own unique story of how they got into Young Living, how they got into oils. And mine starts with my now 7-year-old, but at the time 2.5-year-old, and she did not sleep. She was the world's worst sleeper. Like I cannot stress that enough. She slept through the night probably twice in 2.5 years. And I think partially that was because I was a working mom out of the home, and I think that was our time together. And I think she knew that was our time together, and so she would wake up. But I was a working mom out of the home, and I had a pretty significant commute, and I worked long hours, and it was really hard on me. So I did everything but the cry it out method. That was just never my style. So I did some research and I learned about essential oils. Now, I will say I had been using essential oils for cleaning. I liked natural cleaning supplies, but I never knew that there was a therapeutic benefit to essential oils. And so when I started to do my research, Young Living just kept coming up and kept coming up. And then a friend of mine had shared a little bit on social media about using Young Living oils. So I reached out to her. I got my kit, and at the time, there were samples of an oil called Peace and Calming. This oil now comes in one of our previous starter kits. But at the time, it was just samples. And we got 2 samples of Peace and Calming, which lasted me about 4 nights. And that child slept through the night 4 nights in a row. The first time it happened, I was like, she'd done it before, like twice, right? So no, 4 nights in a row, I was convinced this stuff was magic. I wanted all of it. Like I just jumped right in. And one of the first things that I did was replaced all the other things that I was using in my home with these Thieves cleaning products. And we're going to talk about the Thieves line specifically tonight. So I'm 5 years into this, and we are, for the most part, chemical free, I would say, in our home. And that was never the intention. The intention was to get that child to sleep, and that worked. So all the other things have worked along the way as well. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about Young Living, why it's so special and why it's so different. Now, I had said I had used other oils before, and I did. I would go to the natural food store here in my area. I would get oils. But the day that I decided I was going to use oils to help my daughter for sleeping purposes, I made a sleep spray with the oils that I had bought at the natural food store. And to say I was disappointed doesn't cut it. Honestly, it smelled rancid. There's no way I could have let her sleep in that room that night. And I knew that I had to get something better. And so when I found Young Living, we've never used another brand of oils in our home since. Young Living has what we call Seed to Seal. So Seed to Seal is our quality commitment to the consumer to help ensure the quality of the product. It's an industry-leading standard for all essential oils. And what does it look like? So for many of us, we've been to Young Living farms, and we've actually seen it and experienced it ourselves. Sherry and I actually went and stayed at one of the farms for a week, and were able to distill the Idaho balsam fir, which is not called that anymore, Idaho grand fir, which is Sherry's favorite. I don't know if it was before, but it was after too. So we got to experience it. And it was really remarkable. I did not really fully understand Sea to Seal and how in the level of integrity that is behind this company. So it is fully transparent. Any member can go and tour a farm. You can see the whole process and take part in it, as we did for that week. We're talking hand weeding. We own our own farms. It's fully transparent so that you know that what is in that bottle of oil is purely plant, the lifeblood of that plant, and no synthetic fragrances, nothing else has been added to it, which unfortunately we cannot say for other, certainly the ones that I had used in the past. So it is truly an interesting, awesome thing that we have with Seed to Seal. So you can go to seedtoseal.com and learn more about that, but that is what sets Young Living apart from other companies. Now tonight we're going to talk about Thieves. So Thieves is a very special blend that Young Living has, and it has, actually I have my Thieves roller sitting right here next to me. I actually have a Thieves roller and I have Thieves Vitality. This is on my desk. Like, I just have this stuff with me all the time. So Thieves is a blend of oils. It has cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and lemon oils. And the reason why it's called Thieves is very, very interesting. During the plague, and I'm going to pull this up because I don't want to screw this up because it is such an interesting thing. But during the plague, so in the 1400s, there was a group of robbers, of thieves, who were able to rob homes of people who had died in the plague. And nobody could figure out how they were able to do that, because anybody else who would come into contact with it, of course, would contract the illness and then, of course, get sick and die themselves. But these people were able to rob the homes of these people who had passed. Well, it turns out that they were spice merchants. They knew how to use spices to support their immune systems, and they were able to develop this blend of oils to support their bodies. So that is actually where Thieves oil comes from. Absolutely fascinating. But we have a whole line of products. So we have certainly the oil. So we have this Vitality oil. We have this roller that we love to use on ourselves all the time. And then we have a full line of other products that we're going to talk more about tonight, because this Thieves oil is so special. It helps with cleaning, use it for oral care. You're going to learn more about that tonight. So I'm going to pass this over to Paula, and she's going to talk more about the Thieves oil itself.
Doesn't help if I don't unmute. I had it covered. Sorry. Hello, everybody. I am Paula. So my story. Well, years ago, Sarah, I used to work with Sarah years ago. And Sarah enrolled a friend of mine who we had also worked with. That friend had decided to invite me because I was still working with her. So she invited me to a couple classes, and I'm a workaholic, so I was working a lot, and I didn't go, and I didn't go, and I didn't go. So finally, one day, she, right at work, just like, oh, come on over. So I decided to, and I was the only one at her house. So it was great because we had one-on-one. She could explain everything. I didn't understand. This was 3 years ago. I didn't understand a lot about the oils. And at the time, I admit I didn't care. I really didn't. I used to burn candles in my house every day. I loved candles, but they were bothering my sinuses. They were bothering my son's sinuses, and I just could not use them anymore. So after my friend had given me the whole spiel, and she had her diffuser going, I loved the scent. And I thought, you know, if I can spend this amount of money and my house smells good, it's worth it. So even if I got nothing else and I didn't understand anything else about it, if I could get a nice smelling house again, it was worth the money I was going to spend. Well, like I said, that was 3 years ago, and I have not looked back. I, as well as Sarah, am a chemical-free house. Occasionally, I have a grown man for a son who likes his chemicals still. So there are some things, but as far as me, I I clean with it. I eat it, I drink it, I wear it, I diffuse it, I bathe in it, I shampoo my hair. I do everything with my oils. When I first got my oils, everything to me is seeing is believing. I, again, I didn't quite know if I believed it. So, me being the person I am, I went online and I went onto Amazon and I bought a batch of cheap oils because I wanted to compare them. Yes, Sherry, yes. So I got the cheap oils in. I got the Young Living oils. I started using them. I love them. I got the cheap ones. I started using them and I ended up on antibiotics. I was sicker than a dog for about a week. And so I stopped using them. I'm like, okay, this is bad. I stopped using all oils. And Sarah and my friends like, it's not Young Living. It's not. You can use them. Go ahead, use them. So I started using Young Livings again. When I did, I was perfectly fine. I had no problems. My daughter-in-law came over. We made candles, and I got sick again because I used the cheap stuff. I said, well, I can use it in the candles. So proof is in the pudding. Those cheap stuff that you get off the internet is cheap stuff. I will never use those again. I will use Young Living and only Young Living, and I make sure that I tell everybody that I know how good the product is. So I'm going to start out with the Thieves. Sarah, if I come close, just let me know on time, okay? Because I didn't set a timer, please. The Thieves oil, let me see if I can get it up here. I've got both here. There's the oil, the regular Thieves oil, and the Vitality oil. So what the difference is, you see the Vitality is a white bottle. The regular oil is regular just Thieves oil. The Vitality is labeled Vitality because the FDA did a clampdown on Young Living and said, you cannot tell somebody they can wear that oil and drink that oil at the same time. So Young Living came up with what they call their Vitality line. So what is in those two bottles is the same oil. I have no problem with either one of them, but for FDA compliance, the Vitality line is listed as you are able to drink the oil. I use these oils for everything. I drink my tea, so I've got it in my tea, as probably Sarah does as well, and Sherry does as well. We drink our oils. I wear it. Right now, I think we are all using Thieves every day. I use it to clean. I use it to diffuse in my house. Every single day I've got Thieves going in my diffuser when I walk into the house. I also have a diffuser in my truck. So I have Thieves in my truck as well. So every time I hop into my truck, I'm using it. So there's so many things I use it for, I can't even rattle them. So I don't go over on time. Oh, yes. See, I've got them here. Handheld diffusers. I have two of them. Sarah got me hooked on these. They're just a personal mist diffuser. So wherever I go, I take it and I'm spraying it. I'm always spraying my diffuser in my truck. I keep it in there. I have a relative who is ill. So when I'm taking him to the hospital, I am constantly diffusing that in the truck. He's got a spray bottle. I've got a spray bottle. He's wearing it all the time. So I will go on to another one is the Thieves spray. The Thieves spray is a combination of, let's see, the key ingredients are denatured alcohol, the Thieves essential oil blend, and soap bark extract. It contains naturally derived plant-based ingredients, so there are no chemicals in it. It's safe to use around your kids and your family. You can clean and disinfect, or not disinfect, but clean different substances such as your counters, your sinks, your toilets. I use this when I go to the store on the bar of shopping carts. I hop in and out of my truck and I'm spraying this in my truck, especially if I've gone into a store where people don't know what 6 feet is. So I'll walk back out, and I immediately, this is in my pocket, and I'm spraying my hair, I'm spraying me down. No, you got to make sure you protect every part of you. Um, the advantage with this is that it's a little bottle. You can throw it in your pocket, and it doesn't require rinsing. So you don't have to wash your hands with it. You just spray. I'll often spray this on my hands or my gloves, and that way I've still got it. And it's got that awesome, awesome Thieves smell. The other product that I'm going to talk about is the Thieves hand sanitizer. When I first started with Young Living, and it was called the hand purifier. Probably was you as well, Sarah. And it is now called the hand sanitizer because they allow it to be. It kills 99.99% of germs. It's formulated with the essential oils as well and the plant-based materials. I like it. If anybody else has used all those other chemical sanitizers, they smell like alcohol. On top of that, you start using them over and over and over, and your hands are really, really dry. So you're constantly have to use lotion on top of that. The advantage with this is it has the aloe vera and vegetable glycerin in it, so it gives you the softer skin, and it smells like peppermint. So you have that great smell and not that stinky crap that you're going to be putting on your hands. It comes in 2 sizes. Comes in our 1 ounce, and then it also comes in the newly created 7.6 ounce. 7.6 ounce comes with a flip top, but it also has the squirt bottle. So what I use is I take my 1 ounce, whenever it empties, I just refill it and start all over again and just keep going. I'm going to go back to the oil for a second because I just thought of one more thing that I use it for. Do you remember when we were all little kids and our grandparents, if we had an achy tooth, they would stick it in our mouth? They had clove oil. And I mean, I still have a bottle that was my grandmother's, and it was literally called clove oil. And it is very similar to this. So if I've used this on my teeth or the inside of my gums. If my gums, like if I bite my gums and it gets raw or something, I use the Thieves oil, and takes me back to when I was with my grandmother. It's the same exact thing. So, and I think I've hit on all of those. So I am going to pass this over to Berna.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Verna, and just to kind of give you a little background about myself, I am a wife and a mother of 2 young men. My oldest is 21, and my youngest is 15. And I actually kind of started getting more involved with looking for ways to remove chemicals from our household, really because of my youngest. So he has severe ADHD and some behavioral emotional disorders. And even prior to joining Young Living, I was looking to see if some of our environment was triggering some of the issues that he had. So with doing some of my research, we had already started removing some chemicals from our household, but then in the fall of 2016, I ran into Sherry Placco at a Des Plaines Fall Fest, and we started talking, and I was kind of sharing a little bit about my son with her, and she's like, well, have you ever thought of using, it was a focus roller blend that she told me about with vetiver and lavender, and now I'm forgetting what else was in it. But I was like, no, tell me a little bit more about it. So she did, and I promptly turned around and walked away. But about an hour later, I went back over to her booth, and I was like, you know what? I've really thought about this, and I want to try it. I'm like, I was at my wit's ends. I'm like, anything. I'm going to try anything. So that's kind of really what started my journey. But as I said, prior to even running into Sherry, which I'm so thankful that I did, we had already started looking at ways of removing chemicals from our house. So one of the things that I find really hard to kind of absorb a little bit is that our conventional cleaners, they contain toxic chemicals that have been proven to cause a whole bunch of problems. They have known carcinogens in them, synthetic fragrances, chemicals, just things that your body doesn't react well to. And a lot of those are the trigger points that were causing issues with my son. So one of the very first things that we started swapping out in our household is our cleaning supplies. And the Thieves household cleaner is probably one of the very first ones. So it has all of the essential oils that Sarah had mentioned in the very beginning. And the Thieves household cleaner, this cleans everything. My kitchen, my bathrooms, my toilets, windows, cars, if you have, especially in the summer when you have bugs that get on your car, Thieves household cleaner gets it off with no nasty chemicals. I use it in my laundry. It's a great laundry booster, stain remover, literally everything and anything in my household gets cleaned using the Thieves household cleaner. So the dilution ratios are listed actually on the back, and I know it's going to be really hard to see those. But what I do is I just take a spray bottle, and this is about, it's a cup, and so I use, usually do like about a medium blend. So to a cup, I'll put in just shy a capful of the Thieves cleaner, and that's all I use. I just take the cap off and I just pour it right into the cap and then into my bottle of water. So the dilution ratios that they recommend for a very, very light cleaning or maybe a very delicate surface, you'd want to use 3 cups of water to 1 capful. And then for general all-purpose cleaning, it's 2 cups of water to a capful. And then if you have something that's really heavy cleaning or heavy degreasing, then you can use a 1-to-1. But I usually find that about 2 cups to 1 cup is a good equivalency for basically my entire household. This bottle is 14.4 ounces. And in this bottle, there's approximately 30 bottles of household cleaner. So it's heavily concentrated and it goes a very, very long way. When using it on my kitchen floors, one thing I would recommend is what I do. I just take a bucket of really, really hot water and I'll put in maybe 2 or 3 capfuls, depending on how much water is in my bucket. And I'll wash my floors using that. And they're always sparkling clean. The house smells great. You don't have any of those lingering, gagging chemicals in your air and stuff. So that's the first product that I love. And I think next I'm going to talk about oral health care. So oral health care is very, very important. And did you know, speaking on trying to get rid of chemicals, that with our conventional cosmetics that we use on a thinking conventionally here, that you use on a daily basis, your body is actually absorbing close to 5 pounds of chemicals and toxins each year. That's a lot. And so I've been able to remove all of those toxins and chemicals from my house. And if you think about it, oral health care, you're pretty much ingesting all of those chemicals when you buy things conventionally. So I don't want to also gross you out here, but how many of you like the foamy agent or the foaminess of traditional toothpaste? It feels clean on your teeth, right? Well, that foaming agent is sodium lauryl sulfate. Sodium lauryl sulfate was first used as an engine degreaser in World War II. It was used as an engine degreaser because the chemical is so abrasive and corrosive that it's going to eat through heavy grease and even soot. So that sounds really yummy, right? I don't really think so. It's kind of gross. So, and I don't know about you, but my teeth do not need heavy degreasing. So, so with that, I am going to introduce the Thieves Aroma Bright toothpaste. So Thieves Aroma Bright toothpaste, it gently removes stains while polishing your teeth for a bright appearance, for that clean, smiley smile. It has all of the ingredients that Sarah had mentioned, plus it also contains coconut oil, spearmint, ocotillo, and because it doesn't have that foaming agent to it, it's not going to foam like your traditional toothpaste. It does have a slight foam to it, and that's really just more from the agitation when you're brushing your teeth, but it's not going to be super foamy. And since we're still talking about oral health care, we would not be complete without mouthwash. So our mouthwash is powered with the Thieves Essential Oil Blend for incredibly clean teeth and gums. It is safe and effective without the use of alcohol. So there's no afterburn effect with that alcohol. There's no synthetic dyes or any artificial flavors. The Thieves mouthwash does contain colloidal silver, all of the oils, the peppermint, clove, spearmint, lemon, cinnamon, and vetiver, along with the eucalyptus radiata. I'm saying that correctly. So this is great. And what I can tell you is by using these two together, my dentist has asked me, and they're like, what are you doing? Because things are much better and improved. And I told them what I'm using, and they now know not to ask me when I'm leaving their office if I would like toothpaste and a toothbrush. So they just give me the toothbrush, knowing that I won't take the toothpaste. So those oral health care, extremely important. Another item that we replaced that is very common in everyone's household is soap. So how many people have foaming hand soaps at their bathroom or kitchen counters? So with the Thieves foaming hand soap, in the premium starter kit, you actually receive 3 of these. They do come sealed, and they have the little pump with them. And the foaming hand soap is safe, gentle, effective way alternative to replace your commercial soaps. So this soap does contain clove, lemon, orange, cinnamon, eucalyptus radiata, rosemary, ginkgo biloba, and it also has aloe leaf juice to help soften your skin too while you're washing, so you don't get those harsh washing effects if you're a big hand washer like we are in our household. And this also does have, also in the product line, is a refill for the foaming hand soaps. And Sherry's holding it up because I don't have it with me right now. So this is 8 ounces and the refill bottle is 32 ounces. So it's really easy to refill, and you just, kitchen and baths. It's great. So with that, I think I am turning it back over to Sherry, I believe. All right.
All right, thanks guys. Everyone shared so much good information. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, and then I want to kind of piggyback on everything that everyone had to say. So I'm Sherry Placco, and I have been using Young Living since September of 2015. And my backstory is that I knew nothing about oils. I thought there were things like that hippies used, and that's kind of all I knew. It was like this fad that I saw in a store. Someone told me to get some peppermint oil because I used to get really bad, like hormonal migraines, where I even had a migraine medication. And they were like, go get some peppermint oil. And so I went to GNC and got this big old bottle of peppermint, and I would slather it on my head, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, that smells nice. Didn't do anything, but it smelled nice. But I was diagnosed with an autoimmune right after Mother's Day in 2015. I was put on a ton of big pharma meds, and I was on 50 milligrams of prednisone for almost 9 months. I was taking 12 Advil a day for about 4 months just to get through my day. And I knew there had to be something better. And actually, someone who is now my very dear friend, Stacy Cook, had put something out on Facebook that she was teaching a class on essential oils. And it was saying, "Are you looking for something better?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." So I went to this class knowing nothing. And I took notes, and I'm a teacher. I am a teacher. And I got home and I couldn't even decipher my notes because it was so much new information to me. And it took me about a week and a half to like do my research. And long story short, it has changed my life. I am medication free since March of 2016. We are a toxin free home. And I was the girl that we had those little air freshener machines all over my house where every 15 seconds it was poofing out the Hawaiian breeze or the pine forest smell because I have dogs. I didn't want my house to smell like a dog. I wanted it to smell like a pine forest. Until I knew that there was cancer-causing agents in those things, I had them everywhere. I had the plugins, the air fresheners, the candles, I had all of it. I was basically just making my family sick. Once I discovered the better way, I got the chemicals out of my home. I improved my gut health, which is a whole nother topic for another day. But it is amazing. I mean, I am now 51. I'll be 52 in a few weeks. I feel better now than I did when I was in my early 40s. My health is better. Everything is better now because of what Young Living has brought into my life. So that being said, let's talk about all the products that everyone has shared with you today. How do you become a member of Young Living? Well, there's a few ways, but today we talked all about Thieves. So I wanted you to know about how you join with the Thieves kit. So there are 2 ways that you can order through Young Living. You can be a retail member. So you just go and you pay a retail price. Ew. Or if you become a wholesale member, you get 24% off everything that Young Living sells. So how many of you have a Costco or a Sam's Club membership, right? You pay for that membership for the year and you get to go and you buy all the stuff you want, but you have to pay for a membership. Well, Young Living is kind of like that, except you don't pay for a membership that gives you nothing. Your membership is the kit, and then you get the discount on everything else. There's not like an annual fee like Costco or Sam's Club. How cool is that? So for our Thieves starter kit, you get 2 bottles of that Thieves household cleaner that Verna talked about. Guys, I make a paste to clean my bathroom with. I make my own wipes. I don't have chemical Clorox wipes in my home. I make my own wipes with paper towels and this. And whenever you sign up with anyone that is sending you this video, if you're not on here live, we all have that recipe. We'll share all of those things with you. So 2 bottles of this. This is going to last you a year to clean everything in your house. You get 2 of the foaming hand soaps. So 1 for your bathroom, 1 for your kitchen sink. You get to try out the mouthwash and the toothpaste. And my husband was not oily for a long time. He would call me Sherry Potter for the first like 8 months that I had my oils. It was like, okay, yeah, you and your little witchcraft and wizardry, you do you. I'm glad it's helping, but I'm going to keep doing my little chemically things over here. Well, now he's all oily and he loves the toothpaste and mouthwash. And he's a terrible flosser. Don't tell him I told you. But he will go in for his cleanings and they're like, oh, your teeth are amazing. You're doing a great job flossing. He's like, yeah, I don't floss. I use Thieves. You guys really need to get Thieves in here. He is trying to get our dentist to carry this. So how awesome is that? That's how amazing it is. And then you also get 2 of the Thieves hand sanitizers, and everybody needs this right now, right? And I'm holding up 2 different looking bottles because depending on when you get it, it might have a flip top or it might have a screw top because they are working so hard to get these out to us that they don't want to not be able to send it out because they're waiting on a little flip cap. So you may get either of these. And then you also get 2 bottles of the Thieves spray. Now, if you bought this as that retail member, you're not a member of Young Living. If you bought all of this stuff, it would be over $200. You can get all of this for $125. And here's the best part. You're now a member of Young Living and you get 24% off anything else you want to buy. You already know we have oils, we have diffusers, we have a supplement line, we have an amazing antioxidant drink called Ninja Red, but you'll hear about that another day also. So when you get your starter kit, you have an option of signing up for it on Essential Rewards. Essential Rewards is our monthly auto ship program because let's be honest, if you're interested in Thieves, you are looking for a lifestyle change in your home, right? So it's not like you're going to order this and never use anything else. You're going to need more things. It's not a instant transformation. All of us told you that it was a journey. It probably took me well over a year to go completely chemical free in my home. Every month I would swap out one bad thing for one good thing. So it's not that I'm spending more money. I just buy it from Young Living instead of the big box store. So when you sign up for our auto ship program, you get freebies, you get points back that you can get more free stuff with. I mean, Walmart and Target doesn't give me money back for shopping there. I don't know. Sounds like a good plan to me. So when you sign up on Essential Rewards, you can pick other products that you will want next month. So we also have an amazing laundry soap. Now, it looks like a little bottle. It's 32 fluid ounces. You don't need much. This is, again, a concentrate. I use very minimal amount. And I have 3 grown men in my home. My college-age boys that are 21 and 23 are home months earlier than planned. Hoping they go back in the fall. We do a lot of laundry around here again. I have had this bottle for 3 weeks and it still feels like it's full. So this laundry detergent's amazing. The dishwashing powder is awesome. And let me show you, I love this because the first time I ordered it, I laughed because, you know, like if you use the pods, look at how little the scoop is. That's all you need. Look at that. It's so cute and little. I mean, when we are using those other chemical products, you know, remember you would use like the whole cap full of the detergents, and you don't need that with these products, guys. That's the best part about it. I love the Thieves dish soap. So it comes with like a lift up top, you know, like those like sport water bottles that you can drink out of. I wasn't a fan. So I actually took a pump from one of my other bottles and put it on here. And even my husband is almost willing to wash some dishes now and then because the pump just makes our life easier. So this just sits on my sink, just the way you see it. Verna already talked about the refill for the foaming hand soap. So I was talking to Verna earlier today, and I have this in both of my bathrooms and at the kitchen, and I probably only go through 2 of these big refills in a year. I mean, it lasts us a long time. Now, Verna is a DIY queen, so she makes her own foaming soap using the Thieves essential oil. I don't got time for that. I'm not a fan. I buy the easy button because that's just how I roll. And then my ultimate favorite, so I'm going to spend an extra second to talk to you about it before we wrap up here, is the Thieves fruit and veggie soak. This, I think, is one of the first things that converted my husband to believing in the power of the products. We're big fruit and veggie people here at our house. And, you know, especially red grapes. You know how they always look like they've got that weird film on them? And you rinse them in water and you're like, okay, yeah, they're clean. Well, let me tell you a little story, people. I soaked the red grapes in a bowl of water, took them out, and the water, it didn't look very much different. And my husband went to get one, and I said, oh, no, you wait. And so then I put a tablespoon, not even a tablespoon, like this cap is really tiny. I just like dump a little splash into a big stainless bowl of water. I let them soak in there for like 3 minutes. Guys, the water was black. It was disgusting. And I had already rinsed them in cold water. The water was black. It's amazing how it cleans, and it almost acts like a natural preservative to your fresh fruits. Now, raspberries. How many of you loathe washing raspberries because they get all mushy? Well, they don't with this. When I would go to my farmer's market every Sunday, you know, you come home with all those berries and they're already so soft and you're afraid to wash them because you know you have to eat them right away. Nope. Put your berries in this bowl with your Thieves veggie soak. I rinse them 2 or 3 times. I'm like just tossing them. I just put them in a colander, put them in a little container. A full week they can sit in our refrigerator. Well, if we didn't eat them faster than that, but they would stay fresh and firm for at least a week. Raspberries. Normally you wash them and you have to eat them right away. This is like the most amazing thing ever. No matter what fruit or vegetable we eat, we clean it with this. So before I used to wash my vegetable and then cut it. Now we cut the vegetables and I have a bowl sitting there with it. We're just throwing all the fresh cut vegetables right into that bowl of the fruit and veggie soak. We rinse them and then we cook. So if there's one thing you want to try, and guys, this just came back in stock today. So something to add on to your order. So I hope you guys were excited learning about the Thieves products. Be sure you go back to the person that sent you to this class or that sent you this video, and they will help you get started, because $125 to change your life is nothing. So I hope this was informative. Ladies, did you have anything else you wanted to add before we wrap it up? No? All right. Well, thank you guys so very much, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye-bye.